Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? Welcome back. Today we are exploring more bad movies, and you guys know that I love a bad movie. And when I say that, I'm saying that with love, but most of the movies on this list are like 3 out of 5 and below. But I just love bad movies because you can tell that they were made with a lot of heart. So today, let's discuss 7 more bad movies, quote unquote bad movies that I love and adore, and I would highly recommend that you watch. I will say some of these have questionable themes and some questionable things going on with them, but you can probably tell where my humor lies and where, my love of things kind of lie based on this list of movies. And I do have a letterbox list linked down below corresponding to all 3 parts that I've done in this series talking about bad horror movies that I absolutely love. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. We had our first snowfall today, and that's what my makeup is inspired by. So with all of these films, I'm going to let you know the rating, the overall rating on Letterboxd and IMDb, just so you can get a feel of where these movies kind of sit ratings-wise. Let's begin with My Soul to Take from 2010, directed by Wes Craven. On Letterboxd, this has a 2.5 out of 5, and on IMDb, a 4.8 out of 10. On the day the Rivertown Ripper vanished without a trace, 7 children were born. Today, they all turn 16 and end up dead. This movie went so hard for me during high school. I fixated on this for so long. I watched it repeatedly. This was my Nightmare on Elm Street because for me then, I had not seen Nightmare on Elm Street. So I really didn't know what I was connecting Wes Craven to until a few years later. I actually don't even think I had seen Scream at that point, which is kind of embarrassing. I feel like I need to revisit this film and kind of watch it through the lens of seeing so much Wes Craven and so much of his films now, and Kevin Williamson, and seeing the kind of dynamic they have and scripting and all of that. I feel like there's more to this story that I never understood or picked up on when I was a lot younger. But let's move into a film that I think I was introduced to way too early, The Wizard of Gore from 1970. Directed by Herschell Gordon-Lewis, this has a 2.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd and a 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. A talk show hostess and her boyfriend investigate a shady magician who has the ability to hypnotize and control people's thoughts in order to stage gory onstage illusions using his powers of mind-bending. Now, I don't know if you guys, I'm in Canada, so I grew up with the Scream channel. It was channel 148 for us, and I remember it always, I grew up with more classic horror, so I grew up watching a lot of Herschell Gordon-Lewis, a lot of Vincent Price, a lot of just things, Hammer films, a lot of things around that time. So this was a big introduction to body horror for me. This is crazy if you have not seen this kind of film. I'm surprised this was even, they had the effects at this time. This is just women are being hypnotized and then being maimed in crazy ways, and there's always been a scene that has lived in my brain where a woman gets a punch press put through her stomach and the intestines are just all about. But I was probably 8 or 9 when I saw that for the first time because my grandpa loved those kind of movies and he always said, "You gotta watch this is crazy." And it was. Alright, let's get into the weird and wild stuff at number 3, starting with Basket Case 2 from 1990, 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb. Dwayne and his basket-bound brother Belial are taken in by a secret home for wayward freaks. Every single character in this movie is so lovable. It is so good. It is like so many themes of different movies kind of put into this one attic, and I loved it. It was almost like a Flowers in the Attic, a Freaks, a People Under the Stairs almost. It was such a great amalgamation, even though People Under the Stairs wasn't even like made yet, but it just feels like an amalgamation of so many incredible horror movies with such, like, the practical effects on these creatures it's so otherworldly of this time. I just feel like Basket Case is such an underrated series. But you guys know that I absolutely love Charles Band and full moon features. So at number 4, let's talk about Hideous from 1997, 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Dr. Lorca, an eccentric collector of biological oddities, has just acquired his greatest specimen, a horrible mutant born of toxic sewage, but the creature's rightful owner wants it back. Now, if you've seen Head of the Family, which I've already talked about in this series, you will like Hideous. I feel like it has a lot of similar themes. It is just a stupid little film. Another one with great miniature effects. You can kind of tell things were scaled down. It's really fun, very stupid. But you want to talk about stupid, another film from 1990, Ghoulies 3, Ghoulies Go to College. This one has a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 4.1 out of 10 on IMDb. A college teacher brings the Ghoulies back to his campus, where they proceed to terrorize the facility and the students. Now, for me, this is so stupid fun because it has to deal with the Ghoulies being pretty much transplanted into a prank week frat film. It is so silly goofy. It is honestly a gem, and you should check it out. It's like one of those back to school films that I feel like is integral to that time of the year. Okay, this next one is absolutely unhinged. Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers from 1988. This one has 2.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 5.3 out of 10 on IMDb. A detective embarks on a mission to track down a woman in LA's seedy nightclubs, only to come face to face with a bloodthirsty cult of chainsaw-wielding women. I have talked about how much I love Linnea Quigley so many times on this channel, and I think that this is one of her most endearing roles. Like, she just feels like such, like, she wants to be an actress, and like this is just the role she got, you know? Like, it feels like she's doing so much more than she should have been for this movie, I guess. Like, this movie is really cheesy. This feels like it should have been a trauma release, and I'm surprised it wasn't. But honestly, I just love this so much. If you guys have watched In Search of Darkness, you know, like, the behind the scenes of how she actually used real chainsaws while doing a dance at the end of the movie, and she cut her leg, and she was a little woozy because the chainsaw fumes were getting to her. She was in a coffin. She's just such a cool woman, Linnea. I love you so much. Gunnar Hansen is in this film. He plays like a cult leader. How is this a cult film? Let me know. It feels so shoehorned, but it is a very fun movie. Like, the dialogue is out of this world. I kept saying to Alex while we were watching it that, like, the dialogue is so unhinged. It feels so trauma, but it's not. But my last 2 films, I have to add an extra one, okay? I didn't realize that I had 8 films on this list and not 7. My last 2 films are trauma releases. I love trauma, okay? I am an unofficial traumette. I love them so much. So let's start with our last 2 with The Toxic Avenger Part 2. From 1989, this has a 2.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 5 out of 10 on IMDb. The Toxic Avenger is tricked into traveling to Tokyo in search of his estranged father, leaving Tromaville open to complete domination by an evil corporation. This movie has so much to say, and honestly, you should just watch it. It's so good. All 3 Toxic Avenger films, the original ones, are incredible. Citizen Toxie, so many callbacks to Part 2, but I have to like spoil this for you, and I think I already have. The new Toxic Avenger remake is probably in my top 3 horror movies of the whole entire year. It was one of the best things to come out this whole year for me. I love the Toxic Avenger series. But let's finish this off with a film that I don't think any of us thought was ever going to get a sequel. Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead from 2006, 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd and 6 out of 10 on IMDb. Zombified chickens attempt to kill the fast food workers that cook them in a restaurant built on an ancient burial ground. And do not let that fool you, this is a musical. I love a musical, and I had no idea it was a musical when we went into it, and the songs started, and I was just kicking my little feet. I was just watching it. I was in heaven. It was so stupid. It is so offensive. The humor is out of this world, but it is somehow so funny. Lloyd Kaufman is like one of the stars, and he is just a little sweetie the whole movie. I love Poultrygeist. There is, okay, so, hey, I'm gonna leave my PayPal link down below once again, because at our local record store, there is an Arrow Blu-ray of Microwave Massacre, and I've mentioned that I've wanted it for so long. I just cannot justify spending $30 on it, but there's also the soundtrack for Poultrygeist. It is $20, and I just cannot justify spending $20 on those things. So my birthday is coming up. I will leave my PayPal link down below. Shameless plug. I just love stupid. I love stupid humor. I love stupid things, and Poultrygeist is stupid. And when I hope you know when I say stupid, I mean it in like the most endearing way possible. Like, I mean it with love, and I mean it with like, it is the best ever. It is the best genre of movie. So I will leave you there. Let me know in the comments if you've seen any of these films, or if you plan on watching after my little list here. I will leave the whole Letterboxd list with all of the bad films I have talked about on this channel, linked down below. I will see you in our next video, which is the next episode of Side Character Deep Dive. Let me know who you think it's going to be. But other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful November so far. I'll see you soon. Sayonara, sweetie.